Welcome to the On Deck podcast for all your baseball DFS needs with your superstar host, fantasy baseball experts, Casey, Bubba, and Bogman. On Deck podcast is sponsored by LineStar app, the #1 top-rated data and analytics tool for daily fantasy sports.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the On Deck MLB DFS podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB. And most importantly, download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything you need to build your winning DFS lineups in the palm of your hand. As we creep towards the weekend, that means baseball, college football, NFL, UFC, Ryder Cup. You got it all coming up this week. So I recommend downloading that app and have everything you need. It's so easy. Like, I just check things real quick. It's an absolute joy. You can check myself out on Twitter at BDintric, and my co-host is always on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how we doing, my friend?
Another homer.
Bob, you had two. You had two.
Is that 3 days in a row now that
I've lost track. It's like
it's at least 2 days in a row. So
he's heating up. Is that what it is? I can't
he's
tell.
heating up. That's right. So happy about that. Happy to give away some free swag. I mean, I almost just gave you the credit for it. So
yeah,
I mean, you need one. So you're my friend. I'm trying to help you out here. No, you don't need one. You got one the other day.
Wow, shots fired. Shots fired out the game. We only got a 5-game slate. We could have some fun with this, Bogman. Let's go.
But at least Walker Buehler was terrible tonight in Colorado. Ooh. Colorado finally got to him. So
yeah, he got beat up. Got beat up good. Taijuan Walker got beat up good, as we expected. The Cardinals went off. Goldie went deep. O'Neill went deep. Arenado went deep. Arenado left with an injury. So the Cardinals went to town, as we expected. The Giants game's early, but they already got to Vinny V for 3 runs in the first. It could have been much worse.
Vinny V.
Yeah.
We
come
on.
About this. Yeah. So, and then Merrill Kelly's getting slapped around by the Braves already.
I called that one too. So.
Yeah, it's so far so good, honestly. Joe Ryan, I believe he finished with 10 Ks through 5 innings, maybe more, like 11. He was freaking ridiculous. Wheeler struck out 9 or 10. They were super chalky, but they were good chalk, as they say, the kids would say. So really, really interesting slate. We'll see how it wraps up. But we should have some good stuff going and hopefully have some more big winners like we've had lately in baseball and more importantly in the NFL. $1 million winner last weekend doing the weekly FanDuel million over there from courtesy of the great people at LineStar Sports because they got the avatar, so they must love the product there. So congratulations to you. I deserve no thanks for that. So congratulations for that wonderful, wonderful work. All right, as we said, or I said, or somebody said, we have 5 games. There's a 5-game early slate. You know what that means? Look at the app. It's a really cool thing. It'll help you out there. But also, we have a 5-game main slate on DraftKings, a 4-game main slate on FanDuel. It's the main slate on DraftKings starts at 6:40 Eastern because it's the joke we make is, on days with short slates, we'll add the game. When there's not short slates, we'll just let them go. So we have 5 games to break down for you. We'll be in, we'll be out. We'll get you ready for your Thursday action. First game on the slate, Washington Nationals at the Cincinnati Reds. We got Patty Corbin going up against Luis Castillo. Castillo moved back a day because the Reds game got rained out. Corbin is 7,400 on DK, 8,900 on and Castillo's 8,900 on DK. I like Castillo in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Washington's been hitting a bit. Like, there's some guys, Lane Thomas, Escobar, Soto, Ruiz, Bell, Yadiel Hernandez, Luis Garcia. These guys have been hitting a little bit, but it's such a short slate, and this game isn't even available on FanDuel. So I think Castillo absolutely has to be in play. I think he's second or third best, even against a hot-hitting Washington team, but he's got to be in there, which kind of makes me want to fade Washington bats. There's a little PVB against Corbin, of course, who doesn't hit well against Corbin these days, but 7 for 15 for Suarez with a double and a bomb, 6 for 22 for Votto with a double as well. Farmer, India, Castellanos, you can use all those guys. So I would stick with Castillo and Reds bats here.
I do like Castillo quite a bit. You did mention like Soto went deep again on Wednesday. Yadiel Hernandez went deep on Wednesday. They are swinging. Like Thomas, like you mentioned, Josh Bell had a good game. Kyber Ruiz. So if you want to go with the Nat stack, it'll be very contrarian and probably a nice idea to go to.
Right.
Side note. You mean to tell me we get the Reds in Great American Small Park versus Patrick Corbin?
Oh, yeah, I know.
This is what dreams are made of, folks. This is beautiful. If it doesn't work out, I just live with it. That's just one of those things.
Yeah.
stack them up. And if you want to get like some of the cheaper ones, like Eugenio Suarez would be a guy to look at on a slate like this. Yes, enjoy some Cincinnati Reds for sure. Pittsburgh at Philadelphia. This one, Pittsburgh's going with an opener and a bullpen game, so have fun with that. Philadelphia's going with Aaron Nola, and somehow Nola's only 85 on DK, 91 on FanDuel. I know Nola has not been the ace we all want. He's been very good. He's put up over 20 fantasy points in his last 2 starts. I don't understand the pricing here, especially on this slate.
Yeah, I mean, a bullpen game. Look, Nola's been not great. I don't think he's hit 6 innings for a while, so he's going just above 5, but short slate. It is Pittsburgh also. He's got to be in play, So would you go with Nola against Pittsburgh or Castillo against Washington in Cincinnati?
Nola for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. So on that. So I think Nola has got to be in play. And then, Harper's been swinging it. He also gunned down somebody at the plate tonight. That was fun. Real Muto's been good. Segura, Galvis, Matt Vierling has been hitting when he's in the lineup too. So nice cheap option. If you're not going with Nola, Kutch, Kutch is on the Phillies now. But Satsugo, Cole Tucker, Hayes, Ben Gamel, Anthony Alford, all been hitting for the Pirates a little bit. So another contrarian stack possibility, just like Washington.
Yeah, Philadelphia Nola and Castillo will be very popular. There's a couple more guys later, but at their price point, they'll be popular on this 5-game slate in a big, big way. Even they might not be used together in a lineup, but at least one of them will be in a lot of DraftKings lineups. And so similar, like you said, the Nats, which I'd rather have because of the ballpark situation, but Citizen Bank's no joke, and Noel's been giving up the long ball, and their bullpen's not good. So I get it. Like you mentioned, Susugo, I just like stacking the Nats a lot more, but Pittsburgh's much more in play, as you said, than most would think. But I do like some Philadelphia. Kutch went deep on Wednesday. Harper's just in fuego. And I like the Vierling call. I've been looking at him a lot lately. He had a couple more hits on Wednesday. He hits like 6th or 7th in that lineup, and he's basically free. So 100% with you there. Texas at Baltimore. In this one, we got Gliniato taking on another bullpen game, starting with Lowther and then other guys. So we have no total on this one either, but it's going to be an interesting. Yeah, it's going to be like 75,000 is what we're looking at here, and it's just all the bats.
Yeah, I mean, all the bats. Austin Hayes, Cedric Mullins, Mountcastle, Ramon Arias has been hitting for Baltimore a little bit if he's in the lineup. IKF, Taveras, Andy Ibanez, Willie Calhoun, Nathaniel Lowe. We know that we love when you can get that Texas stack. We generally love it. So I like the cheap Texas stack again tonight.
Yeah, there's an expensive pitcher in the last game on this slate that'll be maybe the most popular pitcher on the slate. But
has anyone ever been 95% owned?
Very possible. We might see it. We might see it on this one. But this game allows you to do whatever you want, basically. You can get an expensive stack, that pitcher, and whatever you want. I love Ced Mullins in this game versus Otto. Mountcastle's hitting everything. I like the flip side with Texas, like you said. So enjoy this game. This is the one where runs bonanza galore. Toronto Blue Jays at the Minnesota Twins. Steven Matz versus Michael Pineda. Over under 9.5 on this one. Matz is 92 and 8,000. Pineda is 58 and 69. Now, hear me out before I pass it over. I think Matz is a very nice contrarian play. He's been much better than people give him credit for of late. 92 is expensive, but on this slate, I just want give me 15 plus points and at low ownership. Interesting. Second note, Pineda, he's been getting 15 points 3 or 4 starts in a row. It's Toronto. It's terrifying. Small slate. Got to think outside the box. So both these pitchers are kind of interesting to me.
All right. Look, Matz, I have written down he has to be in play. And I almost erased it after I saw that price, right? So, but it's 5 games, 4 if you're on FanDuel. So he's got to be in play here as an option. I would normally roll my eyes into the back of my head when you talk about Pineda, but once again, very short slate. There's not a lot to pivot to. So I understand if Pineda is your pivot. I get it. I mean, that's dicey against Toronto, but dicey, yes. I understand that. But I mean, there's some PVB data here too. Donaldson against Matz, 4 for 13 with 3 homers, 9 for 19 with 3 doubles and 2 bombs for Corey Dickerson. Jake Lamb somehow has 3 for 8 with 2 homers and a double. George Springer, 10 for 25 with 3 doubles and 3 homers. And then there's hot hitters on both sides. Bo Bichette, Vlad, Simeon, Gurriel, obviously your Blue Jays, whoever. Sano, Gordon, Buxton, Brent Rooker. hitting a little bit as well. So, yeah, I mean, there's more bats to buy, but I understand either side of the pitching here.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. This could be like one of those, I'm not gonna say make or break sections of the slate, but you might find your hidden gem in this slate that comes in lower owned than you think and go from there. Toronto will probably be popular, so that's what they do. So remember, Gurriel, still too cheap. I'm going to mention it every time because it's ridiculous. But I think Toronto might be the most popular stack on the slate. Another reason why Pineda kind of intrigues me a bit. But just strategy-wise, I'd rather attack the higher-owned pitcher with a stack, like, say, the Nats, than using Pineda, if that's what it comes down to. So it's going to be interesting. Very interesting on this 5-game slate. Last game on this slate, the Houston Astros at the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Total is 8.5 between Lance McCullers and Alex Cobb. McCullers 10-1 on DK, 10-2 on FanDuel. Cobb 81 and 78. McCullers might be 95% owned, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, clearly the best option on this slate, which means he'll probably give up 6 and over 3.
Get crushed.
You know, just like Walker Buehler today. So, you know, we see that all the time, but I mean, he's clearly the best option. David Fletcher is 5 for 17 with a double against him. Bregman against Cobb is 4 for 6 with a double, 3 for 6 for Altuve against Cobb as well. And then, you know, just most of these Astros are hitting. Correa, Tucker, McCormick, Gurriel, Jose Siri, all hitting. Not a lot going for the Angels. I mean, Ohtani hasn't been hitting. Rojas has been. Rengifo and Jack Mayfield, just, you know, guys that if you had read their names on the spring training list, you would have said another line that we like from Major League. So, yeah. So, you know, I mean, cheap options. So I like that the Texas guys a little more, but that's the ultimate contrarian play is take those hitters against the most popular pitcher because barely anyone's going to own them. So I get that side of it too.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough one though. Like you said, I'd rather go with a Texas stack, or I'd rather go with the Nat stack, or even play a Pirate stack than this one. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how that breaks out. And honestly, Cobb's fun to attack, but he's been decent enough to not get shelled for the most part. So I kind of want to avoid Houston if they're going to be popular type thing. So it's going to be very interesting. Like Jordan went deep on Wednesday already, so they got that going for him. But this will be a very intriguing because everyone's been going to Houston. I think everyone's going to go to Toronto. There's some really good pivots off of those ones on this slate. So it'll be real interesting to see how it all cracks down when we get closer to lock on Thursday. I think they're all blending together now. All the days are blending together.
We are getting close to the end, Bubba.
Yep, all blending together. Let's recap things real quick, Bogman. Who are your top pitchers on this 5-game slate?
I mean, McCullers is number 1, and then you would have to say Matz is in play. Nola's probably 2, and Castillo is definitely 3.
Yeah, those would be the top 4 for sure. Or Nola, I throw Nola in there too. Those would be the top 4. You can mix and match and play ownership if you want, or just play the chalk and get different with bats, however you prefer to do it. But I think Matz is the one that kind of gets overlooked in this mess because of his price, and I think that might be the angle to go to. So we'll see how that one plays out. When you're stacking things up on this slate, Bogman, who are you stacking things with?
I mean, I honestly feel like you could stack anybody, but I like, just for cheapness, I like the Texas stack. And then Astros and Blue Jays are expensive, but obviously always in play. If you want to be super contrarian, you would go Washington, Pittsburgh, and I guess LA.
Yep. I'm going to stack Great American Small Park, Washington and Cincinnati, I'm pretty sure, because I'll probably just go. I don't want Castillo so bad, but I'm probably going to end up going somewhere else just because out of all the contrarian stacks, Washington's the one I could see looking pretty darn nice. So give me Washington and Cincinnati and Great American Small Park. Philadelphia can be quite intriguing. Basically, in reality, the more I look at it, if you just stack Great American Small Park and Camden Yards, that sounds like a fun time to me. The 2 liveliest ballparks on the slate, outside of Castillo, but once they get to the Reds bullpen, some of the worst pitching on the entire slate, and just go get 2 good pitchers and rock and roll because these bats are all affordable on those 4 teams. I might just make it as simple as that when I break this down. Just get those ones and just hope for blowouts like we're expecting, just completely bombs away. So we'll see. These are the slates where I know I've said it a million times on the show, I really look at ownership because you just differentiate a ton, and it makes a huge difference on this slate. Like, for instance, just on Wednesday's slate, I was looking at it, the 4 chalky stacks, Cardinals weren't in there. We love the Cardinals. I made the 3-man stack, like I said, of O'Neill Arenado and goalie, and it was freaking awesome. So you can take all the chalk you want after that. It's just little things like that make a life so much better. So that'll make a big difference on a 5-game slate. So check that out. There's a chat room on the LineStar app, so I recommend you check that out as well. And just download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Side note, if you guys would like to check out this video instead of just the podcast, go to the LineStar YouTube channel, give it the old subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section. We'd really appreciate it. Or just give a rate and review on iTunes to the podcast On Deck podcast brought to you by LineStar Sports. We would appreciate that as well. All right, the moment everyone has been waiting for to see if Bogman can just stay straight fire the home run calls of the day. And how do you get the home run calls of the day? You follow LineStar on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar MLB. And when they tweet out the tweet of Bogman's home run winner, my home run dud, and Ryan Humphrey's 50-50 chance at a home run, you get a chance to win. 3 lucky people will get chosen to get paired up with each one of us. Hopefully you get Scott Bogman, and you'll win some free swag. So Bogman, keep the streak alive. Who's your pick for Thursday, September 23rd?
I've gone PVB the last 2 days, and it's worked the last 2 days. So let's go back to it. Let's go with Josh Donaldson today. Let's go.
Going Joshy Donaldson versus Steven Matz it's against Steven Matz.
Yep. After
we praised him as a contrarian pitcher.
Well, who are you supposed to take?
It's a great play. No, I'm not knocking it all. It's a great play. I'm going to go to Great American Small Park, and I'm going to go with Eugenio Suarez off of Patrick Corbin. And I know it's a dicey play, but if he makes contact at all, that's a big if. But I have a feeling he'll go deep in this one. So give me Eugenio Suarez. You're going Josh Donaldson, who I like quite a bit in that one. We'll see who Ryan Humphreys comes up with. And more importantly, we'll be back with you guys on Friday with a monster Friday slate, as usual, to get you kicked off to the weekend. But for now, check out Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm at BDentric. Good luck, everybody.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the LineStar app On Deck podcast. Download LineStar app from the App Store or go to LineStarApp.com for all your DFS baseball needs. If you love the On Deck podcast, support KC, Bubba, and Bogman by rating and subscribing. Good